Hello and welcome to, well, I wouldn't exactly consider this the second episode, considering how I left like a long time ago. I wouldn't consider a hiatus, because I'm in like high school, so I just took time to graduate. Yeah, so a lot of things changed since the last episode. First, I got a new PC because the Raspberry Pi was going to probably make me commit suicide. Okay, but in all honesty, the Raspberry Pi, it was trash, okay? Like, who programs DevkitPro programs in an ARM architecture Linux computer? Now, I'm going to use Windows. And oh dear, am I in dear need of storage. Yeah, I didn't get a terabyte. My last PC had a terabyte, but at the time of that video it was broken, the charging port was also broken, and it only had a hard drive, and like 5 different distros. So yeah, I don't exactly know how to make videos that entice people, so some of y'all need to give me suggestions, because I have a bunch of consoles, mainly just the big three, as I call them. It's a PS3, a Wii U, and a 3DS, as you saw from last video. But yeah, if y'all got any ideas, just tell me. Anyways, so happy Ishora. Yeah, so I'm not American, so that's why my English kind of falters. But yeah, without further ado, let's get going on DevkitPro. So as in last episode, I promised y'all that I would talk about inputs. Now, I actually am not that motivated to complete this series. Considering how there's practically only one other guy and he also made only 2 episodes. So, yeah. Instead, I'm probably just gonna make like a mega thread, or in this case, a mega document, and like release it online for anyone who wants to get into DevkitPro. Like, there's only like a few, there's only a few actually dedicated modders that make all the homebrew. So I thought of, for people that just make minor homebrew, like nothing NAND bricking or something like that, there's gonna need to be some documentation, because Citro 2D, Citro lib, and DevkitPro in general, their documentation just does not cut it without examples. Which, well, I do say that they provide examples, but not that much, that many examples. Well, whatever, let's get this started. Okay, so, Okay, that aside, for those wondering why my microphone sounds a little bit weird, I'm not using a laptop microphone because that sucks. I'm using my, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, I got a new phone. My last phone was an absolute disaster. I got a Google Pixel 7 Pro because it's a Google Pixel. Why wouldn't I get it? So, for starters, DevkitPro, obviously. You should just skip this segment if you just want to get straight to coding. I won't call it coding, I will more call it what? Oh my. I did not expect it to be this. Look, this is a big deal to me. Holy. Okay, so that aside, I am somewhat proud of myself. Yeah, anyways. So, for Windows, not like Linux, it's as simple as just downloading an exe, waiting for it to download, which it ain't that much. Yeah, I pirate movies. I'm not planning to censor that. Canon Life is pain, but yeah. Download, and there we go. So I'm just going to skip this segment because my Wi-Fi isn't the best. Okay, so quickly before the Wow, that is a lot of comments. I did not expect the video. Like, I know 900 views is like amateur numbers for anyone else, but this means a lot for me. Holy. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna take all of y'all into, like, well, I can't talk. Okay, so quick shout out to Plasma Surge Music, Cursebox, Lix3999, and Romanian Productions. Yeah, this is the comment that actually made me use my phone as a microphone, which was a good idea. But anyways, back to the tutorial. Okay, so after this long installing process, something happens. Yay! What actually happens is that it installs a bunch of libraries in what I could guess is an Arch VM, because it uses Pac-Man. I'm actually going to probably install Arch on this PC because I only bought like this PC in January. It's an HP. You could have probably guessed. Oh, yeah. And really, I like it, but the only problem is that the warranty kind of stops me from installing any other system but Windows 11. So it's kind of a pain. I'm waiting for, like, you know, the end of the warranty, but honestly I should just say screw it and install Linux. Really, like, what does warranty have to do with an operating system? I mean, that's software and that's hardware, totally different things. Oh wait, I just realized I made it install everything. Hold on, this is way too painful to watch. Well, I certainly don't know how to record, but yeah, so DevkitPro installed. Time for the actual tutorial. Yay! Alright, so after that technical failure, we got main.c. Now, obviously, you got your keys. You got your A key, your B key, your X and Y's, your triggers, your D-pads, everything. There's also ZL and ZR, which I sadly do not have. Anyways, so code is pretty simple. These two lines include the libraries, the 3ds library and the standard input-output. These define the key names, which, well, now that I look at it, I don't exactly need to make a list. Here's the list. Oh yeah, quality videos, am I right? Anyways, so this initiates graphics. This initiates the top screen, and yeah, using null makes the console library use the internal console structure as the current one, which basically means only the top screen is going to show anything. So U32, key name 32, something about 32. Alright, these variables, the information and key will be detected in the previous frame. Press start to exit, circle pad position, and this is the loop. Main apt, while apt main loop, this command scans for all inputs, obviously. U32 key down. Key down is basically the variable for a short press of a button, which puts it in this variable. Hold on. Yeah, returns the information of what buttons just got pressed. So key down is the variable and this is the function. Same thing with this. Key held is the variable and hit key held, HID key held, is the function. This is also a variable and this is a function. You get how, this works? So basically, the structure of this loop is that it scans the input, stores these three values with the values that are in these functions, and the only other thing that happens is if the key down is key start, break. Which, back to what this thing says, press start to exit. Break exits the homebrew menu. And so, this is the function, the loop that prints what key is pressed down. This is, I would guess, an exception, yeah. Do key printing only if, yeah. So, key down old and key down are different. Key down old is the last press button. Key down is the current press button. Yeah, so you kind of see how this entire code works. Basically, yeah. In these variables, there will be information about keys detected in the previous frame. So, after that, the console gets cleared, which is basically just the screen getting cleared to black. Hold on. Oop. Yeah. And then, hold on. Oh, yeah, this is the outs. Hold on. This clears the console. This also prints whatever. Yeah, because he cleared the console, the screen is cleared. Move the cursor to the fourth row, because on the third we'll write the circle pad position. Oh, yeah. So on the third row, the circle pad position, which is basically just analog, is written. There's different variables to that. We'll get to that. Here we go. This is the first row, second row. Yeah, because this is a 1, this is 2, and the third row, which is empty, is where the circle pad will be printed. The fourth row, wait, move sir. Yeah. And then it checks the keys. It then prints the keys on the row. Simple. The key that's down, the key that's held, and the last key that was up. Simple. And then it's just the rest. These edit the variables. This is the one that actually outputs the variable of the circle, the analog position. Holy, I need to voice over this or something. I'm not going to though. This is what prints it, because see, third column. And this flushes and swaps buffers, which basically just doesn't make a screen a single image. And this waits for v-blank, which I figured out is also something screen related. And this is just gfx exit, which basically exits services. Yeah, so basically when this breaks, it goes here and it exits the services, because the 3DS has a bunch of services, you know, HID, even the infrared, and blah blah blah, and returns 0. And yeah, that's the entire code. So I'm about to compile it. Okay, so after finding the MSys home directory, I copied over the entire 3DS examples folder. So, we have MSys open here. Yeah, ignore this. This is exactly the reason why I copied over everything. And, okay, troubleshooting time. Okay, so after a whole lot of troubleshooting, I realized that the MSys is not set up. I had to copy over the folder from my Windows directory, well, C, to here, so that actually finally compiles. Well, testing. Alright, it works. No need to... Okay, seriously. Okay, so it works. Yay. Time to, you know, actually do what we were intending to do. Okay, I seriously do not know how to do commentary. That's why I said y'all should give me ideas. Okay, and yay! Okay, time to set up the 3DS camera. Okay, so this is switch over to the phone camera, and as you can see, yep. Anyways, the code is running. Yay! If we test out, here's the key D-pad up, key D-pad down, left, right, and the circle pad, which shows the exact chords plus what general direction it's held at. Select the 4 buttons, left and right triggers, and finally start. Which just quits the program. So yeah, I hope you liked the tutorial. Leave a comment on what I should do next if you want me to continue these tutorials, because honestly, now that I saw the feedback, I actually suddenly have no problem. So yeah, see you soon. Bye.